and welcome to the Nickson and 8 podcast.
We're back.
Today on the show, we are back. We've got a guest that needs no introduction. Happy that he's back in the country. He's back in New Zealand. He's a man that's carved out a massive international test career in rugby. He's dominated the provincial level, professionally overseas. He's just been the man. You might know him as Charlie Faumuina. We know him as the Big Grizzly.
Big Grizzly. It's good to have you back, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
What have you been up to?
Yeah.
No, I haven't been up to too much. I've been just unemployed at the moment. But just me and the wife just looking at the next part of our next chapter in life. So
Yeah.
What's the contrast been like with like the readaptation of like going from France to back to South Auckland?
It's man, I was born and brought up here, so it's just you just kind of fit back in. Nothing's really changed. Everyone's kind of still on the grind and trying to do their thing, but it's a big difference from France. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I was downstairs and there's this beautiful cafe / bakery downstairs.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then because Charlie texted he was here, and I was like, oh man, I'll go find him. I couldn't find him, and then there are these guys downstairs. You looking for the big guy? I was like, yeah. I was like, where is he? He was like, he's at the bakery.
Nah, I saw
Reconnecting with the baguette.
mate. Exactly, mate. It's all the flash cheeses and all that kind of stuff that you have in France. And I saw it and I was like, my wife's a big fan of it, so I was just gonna get some brownie points and give her a few of those. And
Oh, because you said the taste of the good life now, eh?
oh,
Yeah.
like it's
So you know your cheeses?
Oh no, by taste, but not by name and all that kind of stuff.
What's when you left New Zealand, like 50 games for the All Blacks?
Yeah.
50 games?
Snuck in there.
Yeah. What was the mentality when you left? Like, were you sad to leave, or were you happy to go and like spread your wings over in a different country?
Oh, I was definitely keen to leave.
Yeah.
It doesn't really hit you till you leave. Like when I played the last game for the ABs, and then when you play the last game for the Blues, like walking off Eden Park for the last time, it kind of hits different.
Yeah.
I always thought I'll definitely go to France. Japan is not made for the front rows. It's they have a rule, and it's only a certain amount of players can get on the field. So France is where all us bigger boys tend to go. So and you get to travel around Europe and see things that South Auckland kid never really dreamed to see. So that was always a plus for us.
Did you was it like the 42nd game that you had for the All Blacks where you're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to start these chats now? Or did they happen, like, do you already quit? Or do you say, I'm going to retire now and then start looking at France?
No, it was just it's all about, like, I guess the contracts. The contracts are the big things.
Yeah.
I think I was signed to 213. I had an offer from France to go after World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, to be fair, it was probably good timing, because then it comes like the offers come in, and then it just beefs up the NZ contracts. There's room to negotiate, and they give you one offer, but then you go, oh, I got this offer in France, and then they're like, oh, no, we don't want you to go. We'll give you this offer. And they just keep renewing, and then they give you a really good offer, and then you stay. Same thing happened again, 17. They wanted me to stick around to 19, but I said, nah, man, I didn't have it in me to do it. So, when the club in France asked me to come, I was, let's go.
It was buzzy to see, because I know Charlie from when you started playing for Auckland for the first time.
Yeah.
So we had a little poker crew. And it was funny because these poker games would go for maybe like 48, 56 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they're like, aren't you supposed to be somewhere? It's like, oh.
Damn training.
Oh, yeah, I got to go training. But like, it was funny because back then you were pretty cruisy when it came to your training, and then it kind of just switched for you. I think there was a time where you kind of like just went full, like hard into
Beast
like making
mode.
sure that you take care of the 1%ers when it comes to your training and it.
Yeah, I guess, like, man, the further you go up, I guess at the time my team wasn't really like it's the cool team to make it into. But you're not quite professional yet. Like, it's the in between. Obviously, once you get to the Blues, it gets a lot more professional. And then when you're knocking on the AB's door, you do anything to try and get through that door. So yeah, a lot of those things, a lot of these little sacrifices happen. I probably didn't play. I still played poker, but just probably didn't play as long.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And we were only playing for like $5 buy-ins. So
Oh,
it was like the
it was
max
just-
amount you could win was $25.
so he was like, no, I'm on a different salary cap now. I need to start playing with bigger budgets. What was it like when you, like, obviously you always had the plan that you wanted to make it as far as you could in rugby. What's it like for All Black when you get that call up? Like when you've made the Blues and you've played an awesome season, like how does that whole process work of like getting selected?
yeah, I think like before you even get selected, once you're on the radar for the AB coaches, you're having a lot of meetings. So they come through this through the Super Rugby teams throughout the year, maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the year, and they're catching up with all the AB boys and then the guys that are on the radar. It's probably just to keep them interested, keep them or ignite a spark. So they,
And do they just give you things to work on
pretty much
throughout the
just
season?
work-ons, things where if they hear stories like, I was big into property, and I was big into flipping property.
Yeah.
I remember at a young age,
And like once I got in, I was all about property. And when I got in, they must have heard about like that I was making some good money from. And I was making like, I'd do a flip and I'll make 60, 70K. And I was doing like, and at that time I did about 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And like obviously when you get paid your rugby money, and your rugby money just comes in and goes out
Yeah.
for all your stuff. When you get 60, 70K, like there's a bit more focus going towards that 60, 70K lump sum. So they were just trying to say, mate, what do you want to do? You want to be an All Black, or you want to do this property thing? Like, and from that point on, I parked all that stuff and just did it passively. But I just left it and it just went like hundies on rugby.
Wow, that black jersey was a real lure, right? Because there's not many people that would have been a hard decision for some people, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Like, because you're guaranteeing your cash at the moment. You can actually see it, and they're just selling you a dream.
It's buzzy because you don't come from a high school known for like their rugby pedigree, right? Because you went to Pap High, Paptoetoe.
to high school, yeah.
Man, did you ever get any offers to go to any other high schools, colleges? No?
Oh man, I was a leaguey. Like
Yeah.
I was a leaguey. I was in a good leaguey. At that time, there was no under 20s, no like pathways for guys.
Yeah.
I went to rugby because at my year 12, the school said they were going to go to South Africa for a school trip. And I was like, yo, this changed my life. But then, like, man, I played there year 12, year 13, and that bond I had with those boys, I stuck with rugby.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I wasn't in the academy systems. I just went to play club rugby at club level.
Yeah.
And I was just lucky that a couple of boys that were playing in the academy were my team. And so when they come to watch them, they got to watch me, and then they slowly made my way through. But that pathway, that's non-existent anymore.
Yeah.
Like guys are being prepped from 15, 16, 17 years old. You know who the next All Black's going to be. There's not many guys that just come out of nowhere.
And schools are a big thing too, eh?
Yeah,
They're just
because
watching
now-
schools now, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Are there any guys that you remember from when you were coming up in high school where you looked at them and thought, man, it's a waste that they didn't make it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, mate, I made it when I was playing in the B grade. I made it to the Auckland B team, into the squad.
Yeah.
I got cut on the last one, so out of that, there would have been 8 props there above me.
Hey.
But it's just, man, like it's life, you know. When
Yeah.
everyone leaves school, life hits you, and
Yeah.
man, yeah. I just keep. I was a number 8, so I was a number 8 off the back of the scrum. I love, like, obviously coming from league, I was just the big ball carrier. Once you got to the last years of school, they were like, nah, you got to go to prop because the other guy didn't want to play prop. And I was like, okay, I'll do it for the team.
Yeah.
Because I was such a good bastard. Like. But then from there, man, I just wanted to learn. I just wanted to learn. I didn't want to, because obviously once you come to club rugby, and I was playing at the Prems,
Yeah.
you just get dicked at scrums.
Yeah.
So I just kept going to all these scrum academy trainings, and I was the only one that was turning up, like week in, week out. And it was just like, oh, this kid's just keen. I just didn't want to get dicked on the weekend. So
Yeah.
and then from there, I just I went to academy, and I just kept turning up. But it's the worst time, the hardest time of your life is academy, bro. Like
Yeah.
They just push you to the limit?
Oh man, you're there every single day, 6 a.m. and I was a builder at the time.
Yeah.
And I'll go work, and then 6 p.m. you come back, and us boys were always we were all in this special club called Chub Club. So we were just running up and down, like meet at Eden Park, run to the top of Mount Eden, come back, go to work, come back, go One Tree Hill, up to the top, come back. That was our life, bro. And I was
You
like,
must sit now in your life now and go, I know it was hard then, but grateful.
oh yeah, definitely. But
'Cause
like
it all worked out.
yeah. And that's what I always try to tell like the boys that are going through that now. Like, mate, you're not going to train any harder than when you're in the academy. Like, because once you get to the bigger teams, it's all about Saturday. When you're in academy, there's no Saturday. Like they don't care about your club game. They just want to build you up, get you stronger, faster, fitter.
Yeah.
But once you're in super, you do a hard training on Tuesday, a little bit on Thursday, and then you're
Then it's Saturday.
Put the feet up. Put the feet up.
It's buzzy the way. Like, I mean, rugby's our national game. And then you make the elite team. You make the All Blacks, which is the best player pretty much in their position around the country. And then you find yourself in that situation. Like, how much better is the jump as far as, does it make your job easier when everybody around you is a little bit better than, I guess, I don't want to say, what I'm thinking is that they're a little bit better than the guys, say, from provincial level. Does it make your job easier?
Yeah, there's no doubt, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. And then like it's probably easier mentally too. Like you're not sick and doubting your mate that's next to you. Like some guys aren't the best tacklers.
Yeah.
But once they're in the ABs, like
Yeah.
everyone can tackle, everyone can run. You know, like everyone can carry a ball well.
Like everyone knows their job.
Yeah, and everyone does their job well.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do, man. Everyone and that's what, like, when you get to those, the best of the best, you're just doing your own job, bro. You're not doing anything else. You're not trying to do extras. Those guys will do their part to put in a good performance. So.
Where's France on that level? I mean, you played for a good top 14 team. Like, obviously, you went there not knowing how to speak any French. Like, when they're calling plays in there, are they doing it English, French? Like, how does that whole dynamic work? And are they the best in their positions?
In the French team or our French club team?
Your French club team?
Oh, man. My French club team were stacked. We had like 14 French guys in our team. I don't know who I was saying this to, but you could go from 1 to 23 and they're all internationals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So again, you went from one elite team to another elite team.
But when I got there, these guys were all young. Like they were just coming through. Like they're just coming out of the academy. We got to the quarters. I reckon we could have won that year too, but we just weren't mentally there. They just didn't understand like what the big, like trying to win big moments in the game. But those guys, then they started going to the French team. They come back and they were like hell of a lot better. We had like Chisholm Kobe, the South African winger. Man, he was an awesome player in South Africa, but he couldn't crack it. He came to Toulouse, smashed it, and he was still the same player, but I think in South Africa they just didn't like little guys. They liked the big boys. But then he come on. We had him, Antoine Dupont, Romain Intermac, Thomas Ramos. Like we had the spine of France in our team.
Wow.
We had the two hookers in the French team that are the starter and the hook and the reserve.
Yeah.
They were both on our teams.
Wow.
Like we were just stacked. But you need to be stacked because you're playing against, when you play in the European competition, you're playing against Leinster, which is the whole Irish team.
Oh, so you need to be good.
A lot of these clubs are owned by billionaire owners and stuff. Do you ever get to hang out with them?
Nah, not me personally, but you run into them in and around like after functions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the guy that owns the ABs or that sponsors the ABs is interesting dude. He's got
Altrad guy.
Altrad,
Yeah.
He's got a pretty cool story. Like, he was orphaned when he was young, bro, and he just built this massive company, scaffolding company.
All right. It's a scaffolding. Altrad.
Yeah, Altrad. Oh, I think it's a lot more things now, but
But it started with scaffolding.
Yeah, with scaffolding, bro.
It's actually quite nice to see a sponsor on a jersey where someone can explain what they do, because I'm still confused on what Pertec is.
Pertec.
You know how you always see it on the rugby league jerseys? And I'm like, I have no idea what this brand is.
Don't they do hydraulic hoses?
Maybe so.
Yeah. Sorry. It's a manly thing, yeah. You won't understand.
Coming from the man who couldn't fix his washing machine this morning. Oh, but what was like Charlie's life like living in France? Like walk us through like day to day, because it would have been completely different from what you were used to here.
Oh, to be fair, it got pretty close to the similar to how it was run here.
Yeah.
Because you're like, when I signed to go to Toulouse were maybe top 4 at the time I signed. By the time they finished that season, they finished 12th out of the 14th. And we were close to getting relegated when I was going to go there. So by the time we come up, and you always hear these stories, like guys go over there, they run like maybe, they don't even take their jackets off. Like that's how much they run. They didn't run at all. Like they just all about, oh, you're good, you got your job, sweet, let's go home.
Hey.
Kind of mindset.
Wow.
By the time I got there, it kind of was like that, but then by the end of it, we were like a full-on Super Rugby, AB systems and everything.
Like had proper systems in place.
Because if you're trying to win the European, that's that's the biggest cup.
Yeah.
If you're trying to win that, you got to be good.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like professional, and it was pretty cool by the time. But at the time I was there for 6 seasons. We won about four titles. I only won one Europe and 3 top 14s. The year after, they won the double again. So they won the top 14 and the Europe. And that's when I went back over to France just to have a few beers with the boys.
The life.
Yeah, that is the life. How long did it take you to make friends there?
Oh, yeah, the boys.
Outside of the club?
Oh, no.
You can't.
Nah, not really.
We gutted that you didn't win a title with the Blues.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the only.
But you won 2 World Cups.
No, I only won one. I
Only
didn't do
2011.
I did 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Got it.
Because I seen how the Blues won the recent one.
Yeah.
They don't feel like proper Super Rugby competitions with other South Africans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. And, oh man,
I love it. He was like, no, okay, no, you're right.
No, it's
Can we
still a
clip that
tough Oh, it's definitely like tough to win. Like, and like for me, like the one team I always want to beat is the Crusaders.
Yeah.
And yeah, like if I could get to a final and beat the Crusaders in a final, then I'm like, yeah, bro, we beat the best of the best. Like,
What was it like playing against McCaw?
man. But it's not McCall, bro. It's like the whole team. Like, you have guys out there, even big names, and they're like playing mean. Like, it's just the whole team. They just got a system. They buy into that system. Is.
I mean, the edge between teams isn't very big these days because everyone's got the same technology. Everyone kind of knows the same philosophies when it comes to coaching and sport. What made theirs different? Like, why couldn't the Blues? Because I remember the Blues back then, man. I was seeing those guys at the nightclub. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably that too.
Yeah.
But it's their culture's a big thing down there.
Yeah.
Auckland's hard to win because so many people, like Auckland's so big that, if you live on the North Shore and then another person lives in South Auckland, the chances of you hanging out outside of the game or outside of training is like non-existent, right?
Yeah.
The biggest talent pool's Auckland.
By far.
But it's so spread out though, eh?
How come is it like, no offense, I'm not going to say names, they're pretty kaya when they're up here. As soon as they get to another province.
Oh, man, that's one like, one thing I always think, like, Auckland always just, and it's the thing to do, I guess, is like they just get the next best thing.
Yeah.
The next guy who's come out of school rugby, he's the best. Yeah. We get him into our team. But we've already got like the other 23 guys or the other 30 are all being the best in their years. We're not trying to build a team where some guys are the ball carriers, some guys are just workers, some guys are the strategy. We're just doing I don't know, it just feels like we just always we sign the best players. Like,
there's no cohesion between them.
Yeah, and then that's when they go, and like you had Malakai Fekitoa, couldn't crack our team up in the Blues. We just had too many centres. Went down to the Highlanders and cracked the AB straight away. Because you got guys that feed them when they need to, and then they can go wide, and everyone distributes. No one's trying to hold on to the ball. We just got one guy that can do it.
Fuck, that sounds like someone.
Yeah, there's a name.
There's a name. What's the name, Moose?
Yeah.
The guy that doesn't pass the ball.
I don't know.
Everyone's got a name in their head, though. Eh? Nate was talking about, like every player being the best in their position when you make it like an elite team, right? And they're the best of the best. What's it like mentally for a player knowing that, they've recruited more than 15 players, right? And there's always someone that is openly trying to come for your position. So there's always another prop that is wanting to come in and get that starting number. And then you're the current prop. What's that like, even though you're still one team, but you know that someone else wants your position? Because it must be that's probably the most exposed example of that.
Yeah.
There's always people who want a certain job, but you can physically see that someone is trying and training as hard, knowing that they're just waiting for you to get injured or unfit so they can take it.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like...
That's what the big dogs say.
Yeah.
you always know what's going to happen. But I guess in rugby or like in sport, like if you're trying to achieve something as a team, like if that guy's better than you, I'll just step over and let him have it. But he has to be better than me. Because I'd rather us win than hold on to me and come close to winning and we had a good game but we didn't win. I'd rather just win the championship, have that. Sometimes they'll give when I would play and they're like, you had an awesome game, you were the player of the day, but we lost, and I was like,
Doesn't really mean much.
Doesn't mean much. I'd rather just have a shit game and win the game. At least we can learn from that, but we're heading towards somewhere. Whereas if you're the guy that's always getting player of the day, but your team loses, then I don't think that's quite right.
So we go from that situation where you're playing for all these amazing teams, and then you make yourself available for Manu Samoa. And I love that team with all my heart.
World Cup campaign.
I get teary-eyed when I watch them singing the national anthem. But as a player, to go from being an All Black to playing for this franchise Toulouse who know how to win, and then you get yourself into this environment with Manu Samoa. How hard was that?
Because optically, it looked like community service.
To be fair, that was kind of my mindset going into it. I wasn't the Charlie Faumuina that played for the ABs, and I knew if you're going to carry a third prop, why not carry an old fella that can at least be in the team and uplift the other team, the second team, and make them as good as we can make it. So when we do our team trainings, that it's going to be as close as they can get it. That was my mindset going into it. But it was definitely tough. Just not enough players being in big games, big moments.
Yeah. What was the main frustration? Because I saw some. When you're watching it, you kind of pick up on some situations where it's oh man, why did you kick it? Or because I see the veterans, I see Limos Puanga there and these guys, and there's obvious communication breakdown when you're watching as a spectator. When some of these young guys, it's almost like they just veer away from what's supposed to be done as a game plan.
That's just pressure, eh? When the pressure comes, you go to what you know, and what they know isn't as much as you want to train them to do. This is our game plan here. You have some examples when teams would get up on us on the outside and the boys would just step back in. The space is still outside. You just got to get it over them and get it to the guy outside. But when they see the pressure, they go, nah, too risky. Haven't got the skill set. I'll tuck and go back in. Yeah. But you tuck and go back in, then us forwards coming around, you're like, bro, what are we supposed to do now? But we train it all week, but they just... you go to what you know, and if you haven't done it enough, spent time in those big moments, then you're gonna go back to that same stuff, the stuff that they do at high school and high team. And
so if Samoa's ever go back to their glory days, the 91, 95, even 99, where would you start with that team? What would you do?
I think where they're going now, where Tana's gone back to Moana, and making that team better.
Yeah,
because that team's better than the Samoa and Tonga are going to be better.
Because it gives them more chances to have those moments. Eh?
Yeah, exactly. And now Moana, they are playing better, but they just haven't got the depth and resources compared to the other one. But it's getting there. But that's the gap that they have to to fill before they even get to international, because we're just sending kids to Samoa international, but playing against these guys that get paid £22,000 and have like 50 management, like you can play with all the heart and passion you want, like you're over a season you're gonna get found out. Like
I know that everyone would be different, but how long did it take Charlie to like be really comfortable in those big moments that you're talking about before?
I was a pretty casual dude. Like I never needed to do a big.
Did Super Rugby get you ready for that? So that by the time you're in All Blacks, you're like, yeah, I'm real comfortable now.
No, I don't think so. I was pretty casual, like, or just calm. Calm is probably the word. I was just a real calm dude. Like I never lived in the high moments or the low moments. I kind of just cruise through.
Yeah.
Like to be fair, there was some times in the ABs where I would be dropping my nuts. Like in the final, had to go on. In some big games, had to go on, and like I think we're down. Like sometimes we'll be down 19 points, and I was like, we babies, we always win. We got to do something different, and you just got to try and make an impact, or you know. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But usually once I get into it, then I'm sweet. But
yeah. That first game that you played for the All Blacks, what they gave you like 7 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't much.
7 minutes?
But it felt like when you there was against Argentina. Argentina's got one of the, at that time, had like one of the best scrums in world rugby.
Yeah.
Like they were dusting South Africa, and they had the Duplessis boys. Duplessis boys been playing for years. Like some of the best scrummages. And Argentina on a defensive scrum, bro, pushed them back like 15 meters, and I was like, bro, that was my first game. That was my first game, so I was like, I was a bit scared going into that game. But once you get into it, it just all goes, and and all that stuff you do before to try, and when you walk past that line is, I guess it makes it all worth it. But
what's it like doing the haka for the first time in front of everybody, knowing that that's the moment that everybody shuts up for?
Oh, bro, you're just nervous. You don't want to mess it up. That's the only thing you go through your head. Like, okay, I'm trying to have a good game, know my roles, and don't fuck up the haka. Right? So, man, I was always at the back, so it wasn't too. You just kind of watch the boys in the front and make sure you're following them. So.
What's the hardest thing to adjust to? Like, because you've got a set schedule. You know what you're supposed to do in the morning. You know what you're supposed to do at lunchtime. Like after work, get home, stuff. Like now your schedule's a bit free. What's some of the biggest pitfalls for like someone coming out of pro footy?
It's probably that. It's that, bro. It's routine. Yeah. Like all our lives, you have the schedule gets sent on the Monday. You know what you're doing Monday to Sunday, and then you come out of rugby, bro, and you got like nothing. No one gives you a gym session. No one gives you like physio appointments. Like it's just cold turkey. And like that part, I like to think of like you prepare well for life after rugby. But man, that stuff hits you like a ton of bricks. Like just like.
Is it just a handshake and?
Yeah. Pretty much, bro.
And it was nice knowing you.
Yeah. And then like, man, like I haven't like felt it like hard out, but I hear some stories like, bro, all those guys that would always look after you from those rugby circles, like you're just another guy now, eh? Like,
hey,
yeah, like I haven't like it's, but you can see it, like you can slowly start to see it and feel it. Like it's not as we're not like the boys anymore. Like
yeah. There's a new crop.
Yeah, there's a new crop.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Like we'll see how we go.
I know a couple of years back when I was like still partying, and this would have been like pre-COVID. The guys that would have retired then, like coming back, they were just lost, man. Yeah. You'll just see them out every night, and then like I don't even know where they are now, you know. So
man, it's definitely a big thing coming back, like or any sport, you know. Like the pressure's big, man. Like, and I think a lot of it is that like not having a plan to do like after rugby.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not just financially. It's just
it's like your whole life structure, eh?
Yeah, pretty much.
But do you think you came out okay because like you were already dabbling in like property stuff before that you kind of were like, okay, I kind of have a good gauge on where my life's gonna go now?
Nah, I even think. Oh, even for me, I thought like it's been tough. Like just tough, like having. Like just waking up, like lucky I got my kids and they forced me to get up and stuff. But when we first come back and it was holidays, like bro, there's like nothing to do. Like you don't like waking up and we gotta go do this, or go to training 6:30. I'm sweet, get there, and you already know in your head like the structure of your day.
Yeah.
But now it's okay. 8 o'clock, drop the kids off to school. 3 o'clock, pick them up, and then try to fill in the rest of it.
It's hard too because you guys are in an industry too that. Like you retire early.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, to most people, they're in the peak of their career at like, 30 something, but yeah, man, you have to call it pretty quick. But people only see like the peak of your moments in your 20s. They don't realize all the work you've put in since you were a teenager. But it still seems so early.
You've had one of the more successful careers, because I know a lot of people, it gets cut short early, like through injury or like, when you see the young guys coming up, maybe on their first deal, and then you see them like the NFL players or the NBA players, like walk around with the Louis Vuitton luggage.
Yeah.
Does that freak you out? Do you ever try and like offer them advice going,
oh, bro, hard hell, man.
Yeah.
I seen like, obviously I was into property and stuff, and I'd push as many of the boys I could into like getting into investment properties and stuff like that. But man, it irks me, man, when I see some boys rock up, new Ranger, new wheels on. I'm like, bro, it's like 80K drop, like put that into a house. And man, I had this story. I had this like 1979 Mirage. Bro, I had that and I was an AB.
What, the Mitsubishi Mirage?
Mitsubishi, bro. It was spray painted too. That was my car, bro. Like all the way till I was an AB till they gave me a car. And then when they gave me the car, that was my wife's car, and I just drove that. Like,
no, that's a front rower thing. Because there's other props that have done that too.
Yeah.
Won't drive their all black car. They stay humble.
Oh, I just
Didn't waste money.
Just didn't see the point.
Yeah, didn't see the point. Like, if I had to go somewhere special or something, then I'll just ask the wife to give me the car and I'll go in the car. But every morning I'll be at the Blues in my little shitty Mirage. But man, it worked. Got me there.
Yeah.
To my last couple of years, and that's when I had the Bronco.
Man, did you like? I've always had like Nate in my life, especially when we're working together. Always saying, "Hey, man, we should buy this or invest in this." Right? Were you that guy for your teammates? Like, because obviously you're all making money, you all want to make it last. Yeah. Was there team chats in the changing rooms about, "Hey guys, we should all put money in this. We should invest in this"?
Oh no, I wouldn't say like we.
Or were people quite private about?
Yeah, I think everyone was pretty private. I would just try and tell him. I even did like a little seminar conference thing, like this is like how money works and how the banks work, and just how like history is showing that properties grow in value, how you pull your money out to buy the next one, that you don't need to keep saving deposits to keep buying. You can just pull your money out. Usually with us boys or in the rugby circles, you got enough money, you're making enough money that the banks will just keep saying yes. And that's probably one thing too, that the boys... that once rugby's finished, the banks turn the tap off. Like, income's everything, so they need to take out as much as they can before time's up. And when it's up, then you're just another
unemployed
customer.
guy that used to be an athlete. Yeah, man.
Are you kind of happy to be away from footy for a bit? Like, how some guys get straight back into coaching and...
Oh, no. I'm happy to have left. I'm happy with what I've done in rugby. Moved away from rugby now, but I wouldn't go back.
Yeah.
You've done your dash now?
Yeah. I don't have it mentally to go back and, like, in my mind, I can, how I play it at my best is how I still think, but my body can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it with my body, like the body I have now. So if I can't do that same, if I'm not stepping and running and...
What about coaching though? Like what Nate is saying?
I'm definitely keen to get into coaching, but I got to get some businesses going, and that's where I'm
just saying that because Auckland needs some help.
Yeah, they struggle. Oh man, I can't talk, bro. I've been in teams where we struggle.
But then at least you know, hey, I've struggled too. I know how to get us out of this.
Oh, bro.
Can I ask you one of these hypothetical questions?
Yep.
If Manu Samoa finally got, their systems together, had the pay parity of the All Blacks, right? Had the same facilities, same coaches with the same elite level of knowledge, and had everything in place to match what the All Blacks do, and you were given the chance to either play for the All Blacks or play for Samoa, who would you pick?
What, now or when I was coming through?
When you were coming through?
coming
like
through.
you could only
Yeah.
pick one, and like they're equal right now. Like, they've got the same facilities, same coaches, same pay, and you could only pick one.
I don't know. That'll be pretty tough.
Just say the All Blacks.
Oh yeah, I'd probably be the ABs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be ABs. If it was now, I would have picked Samoa.
There's someone that's still in his pocket.
No, but in real talk though, for someone who's been in the system for so long, like what's it gonna take for Samoa to have the right financial structure to encourage more of our people to get into that team?
He's going to go stand in front of Tulip and do the property conference.
Samoa, we invest in this. Yeah. But do you reckon we'll ever get a chance to recruit like more of yous in there? Like, because when you and Lima went in, that was a big movement for Samoa. Is that we've had to experience?
I think it'll move. I reckon it's gonna move faster now. If Samoa can just like show that they get all their management stuff right, get some funding, the boys are gonna come.
Yeah.
Because once you can't play for the ABs, like guys still want to play Test rugby.
Yeah.
Because I seen this thing that was going around on Insta and stuff, and like they could put a 30-man squad in a World Cup of guys that can't play again.
Wow. Why? Because
for
of
their
eligibility?
Because of eligibility.
How does that work? Can you explain to me how that works? So how were you eligible to play for the All Blacks and then play for Manu Samoa?
Oh, so when that rule came out, maybe 2022 or 2021, they said that once you haven't played for your last international, you get a 3-year stand down.
Yeah.
And then you can play.
Oh, is that all it is now?
Yeah, so that's all it is.
What
So
was it
obviously-
beforehand?
No, there was nothing. You had to play the 7th circuit to try and get back
Yeah,
in.
I
So that's
remember.
where Charles Putel went and they
Tim
did
and Nanai Williams had to do that too.
Wait, so if you played for the All Blacks and you wanted to play for your
heritage.
heritage country, you would have to run a 7th circuit for who?
For Samoa.
Oh wow, okay.
For Samoa.
But that's hard for a forward.
Yeah. So that's why I was never in it. Once they did that rule, I asked my agent to hit up Ups and see if he was keen to have me, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, just come down." And I was like, "Yeah, see this."
Do you still do stuff with your agent?
No, not really. Not hard out. I've only been back not long, so and I told him, man, I'm just cruising now. I just want to.
Is your agent's job to find you other teams that might take you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
If you want to, you just kind of give them like a rough guideline of where and teams you want to stay away from and who you want to go to.
Yeah.
They'll try and suss out a deal.
How old are you now?
37.
Oh, still a baby.
Bro, you're still young, man.
I'm going to do some quick fires, okay?
Yeah.
Greatest prop ever.
Oh, Carl Heyman.
Greatest hooker ever.
Oh, Kevy.
Yeah. Lock.
Oh, Locke.
Only get one.
Just trying to think back. Oh, I'll probably just give it to old Guzzler, Brody Retallick.
Yeah.
yeah.
Blindside.
Oh, JK.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Open side.
Oh, Richie.
Number 8.
Oh, Rito.
Yeah?
Yeah, Rito.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
well,
You
it's
left
everywhere.
Artie out.
Oh, yeah, Artie.
Interesting.
Oh, bro, that's tough. Yeah, oh, man.
You went with who you went with.
Rito.
Halfback.
Are we talking about Weird Wide or just NZ?
No,
Your greatest of all time.
Your greatest of all time.
You'll start again? I'll give you a second go.
Oh, yeah, go.
This is your ultimate team. Okay, prop.
Yeah, Carl Heyman.
Hooker.
Yeah, go Kivy.
Lock.
Like, once you go international, bro, it changes, eh?
Yeah. You're gonna say South African, eh?
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. Victor Matfield.
Ooh, nice. Open or go blindside. Blindside.
Oh, bro, Adi's not going to make it on the list, bro.
Oh,
That's all right. It's your list.
that's your list, man.
Yeah, probably be still Jerome Kino.
Yeah. Open.
Yeah, bro, Richie McCool. Can't.
Yeah. Number 8.
I've got questions about that one, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll come back to it.
Yeah, I'll just go Rita, bro. Rita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Really? Yeah.
I kind of really feel like there's some Illuminati going on.
Yeah, yeah. Halfback.
I'll go Antoine Dupont.
Right.
Over Aaron Smith? Hey.
Aaron Smith, nah, but he's the man. But
Yeah.
that guy's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, to go to sevens, to come and to go take that team, bro, they were like they were like a 4th, 5th team.
He's France's favorite child.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And to go there and to do that, I was like, bro.
Okay. Go first 5.
DC.
Yeah.
Second 5.
Oh, bro, this team's stacked, the ABs. Ma'anonu.
Centre.
This is...
It's tough, eh?
Oh.
It's tough.
Because, I don't know, I'm just favouring the ABs, eh? Like,
Yeah.
Well, they're the ones you've played with the most.
Yeah. Or to be snaky old Conrad Smith.
I'll give you 2 wingers.
Cheslin Kobe.
Oh, Zeke just yelled out Israel Folau. He's a gun, though.
Yeah, he was good.
He's taking a
I'll go,
long time to say Jonah Lomu.
I wouldn't have Jonah as mine, eh? I'd have someone like Ben Smith.
Hey?
Oh, he's a winger.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Wow.
Okay. Fullback then? Please say Toyava.
I don't even know, eh?
It's a very safe team.
Nah, but also true forward, eh? He doesn't
Yeah.
care about the backs.
Yeah.
He's just like, nah.
I don't know. Wow, who's the wingers? Who's the fullbacks?
Man.
I'll go Christian Cullen, eh?
Oh,
Yeah,
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 great
okay,
call.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
great
You
call.
saved it, you
Yeah,
saved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Great call.
Wow, that's the most white guys I've seen in the ultimate backline. I'll say it's been a pleasure having you on, man. But like, we're excited because we got to chat to you because we know you got something in the works and we can't say what it is yet. But it's good to have you around. So
Yes, Charlie.
But we know we're going to see you again real soon.
Cheers for having me, boys. It's been awesome.
Good luck with everything, man.
Cheers.